Last Sunday we talked about the precious human life, right? As you know, this human life, the precious human life, extremely precious and very also difficult to achieve, right? These 18 freedoms and advantages. It also very real that Buddha manifest in our world. Very difficult. That's not so easy too, and it is very difficult to come into connect also the Mahayana, the great vehicle, the teaching of Buddha. So those kind of, you understand the 10 freedoms and advantages. This is the characteristic of the precious human life, precious human life. So if you think about those causes and conditions, it's extremely difficult to achieve. So that's why need to understand the value of the human life. The first, this is the outer preliminary, that thought that changed the mind. So this is, we have this wonderful life, with all its freedoms and also potential for liberation. And we also have the opportunity to follow the Mahayana teaching of Buddha. This is so fortunate if you really understand, if you really recognize, and this is really need to understand. That's why once you have the precious human life, you have to sort of, always think that you're so fortunate. It's really, really difficult to achieve this precious human life. You think about all sentient beings, right? All sentient beings, and but precious human life is not that many, So therefore, it's very important to understand. And then now today, the teaching, the topic is the second thoughts that change the mind, which is the impermanence, right? Impermanence of life. Why is impermanence the second thought that change the mind? Do you know why? The first is precious human life, right? We have to meditate on that and understand these causes and conditions, understand the value of human life. And then second is impermanence. Need to understand that because first we need to understand the preciousness of human life, and then we need to think about how that precious human life could end at any time, because of the impermanence. That's why this kind of the stage, the order is sort of makes sense. First, you need to understand precious human life, but that's not enough. This is impermanence. This means that we need to use our life in a good way as much as we can while we have the opportunity. So that's why the second is the impermanence life. Because, we all have the precious human life, that's for sure. And then now it's constantly changing, which means, it's very short. That's what we call impermanence. So when we talk about impermanence, there are two different levels of impermanence. Coarse or gross impermanence, subtle impermanence, two things. So everything, all this, the phenomena, the characteristic of this all phenomena, everything is actually the impermanence, right? So all this, the phenomena and everything and the time are related. And these two have time and everything very close connection. So when we talk about impermanence, we need to think about the time. For instance, we have three times, right? Past, present, and future. So the past time means which is gone, which is finished. And the future time, which is, has not yet happened. It's not yet arrived, So only we have the present time. Also, which if you think about impermanence, the present time, which is in the continual sort of process of finishing and changing this time. So for example, there was this morning, right? This morning, when you wake up this morning, and there was this morning's time. But that time is finished now. It's no longer here. So if you think about that time, this morning is already gone, already finished. But what you did, we always say we have to do something meaningful or good. So we have to sort of investigate the time. So this morning is already finished, gone. We can't find back, we can't get back it. So if you spend this morning's time a good way, you meditate or help others or correct your motivation or think about bodhicitta, then it's good. This morning time is perfect. You use good way. And if you don't, use this time meaningfully, then you wasted that time. That means part of your life, this morning, part of your life is gone, finished, nothing. And then, of course, that same thing, there will be tonight, right? And tonight's time. But that time did not happen yet. We never know what will happen this evening. Maybe good, maybe not good. We never know. So that's we call future. So we actually have only the present moment. That's why I always say we have to focus on present moment and enjoy our life. And the nature of the present moment is that it changes, right? If we look deeply and closely, it constantly changes. This is, I'm talking about the subtle impermanence. Moment by moment, changing. Everything is changing. But we really don't think it that way, Instead, we think all the time they are same. And we kind of, misunderstand. Everything is same. Here and there, everything is same. But it's really not. If you think about impermanence, everything is different. Everything is changing. Take a house as an example. It seems that once it is made, it just exists there. And then we think that's it. We build a house and then we have house. That's it. That's exists all the time. But that is not how it is. Actually, the nature of the house, the nature of everything is not that. That's we are misunderstand. If we look closely, what you find is that the very original thing that was first made finished, the moment that it has been made, things that were originally there have sort of ceased and they are gone after their first moment of existence. This is subtle impermanence. For instance, let's say if you have a flower, beautiful flower, yesterday, and have that flower with you today, now, think about that. Is that flower you have now the same as yesterday's flower? What do you think? People think yes, right? I bought this flower yesterday and still here. It exists. But it's really no, that's correct. It's totally different. If you look into all phenomena, everything, exactly same. They're like that. It's different, It's different. But we just, we just don't understand that. So everything is changing. Everything is different, moment by moment. So you will see that what is here now is not what was here yesterday. Same as our body or everything. So, things do change from moment to moment. But that is something that we really don't know. So this everything is changing moment by moment. This actually we called the suffering of changing, right? Suffer of change. So this sort of, we think that everything is same, everything is exist. This is mistaken. Mental process is we call confusion or we call ignorance. So this is we called, subtle impermanence. Do you understand? Because change moment by moment, moment by moment. It's amazing, It's everything is totally different, but we just don't see that because it's very subtle, right? Very subtle. And then we have bigger, gross impermanence. It's in general, from the time something is made up until the point where it sort of finishes or where dies or whatever happened to it, There is the continuum of, this gross or coarse impermanence of that thing. So all this, what do you call it? Compounded, right? Everything have this kind of coarse impermanence. That include our human bodies, our mind, everything. So that is the nature of these things. So, for example, if you understand the impermanence, then we will understand that everything is changing. Whenever there is a birth, then death is the only sort of nature, consequence. This helps that, do something good in our life. Most people, think that, they're very young and then they're not going to die. I'm very young. But that's according to Buddhism, or the nature of this impermanence. It's not really guaranteed that you are young, that's why you are not going to die. Also, we might think that everything is good, that we have a food, we have a clothes, we have a shelter, so on and so forth. But this is no guarantee against dying. And we might also think that we are in good health, right? But that also cannot really make us confident that we are not going to die. So the point is, it gets closer and closer from the moment we are born. Our life is only get shorter. It's never get longer. So that's we need to know. Every month, every day, every minute, our life is shorter and shorter. So when our time has run out and we are at the point of death, so nothing can stop us from dying. The medicine that give us from the doctor, or maybe you can receive the long life empowerments from your teacher. Nothing helps. We will going to die. Even Buddha can't stop the death, no matter which country we live in. We're going to die. No matter if we are wealthy or possess nothing, we all going to die. That's we have only one path. We face all sentient beings going that way. Why am I teach you these things? You already know, do you? But because we need to understand our life, and we need to know that what is the relationship between the idea of impermanence and our life. The point is, we need to understand that our life is short. That's the point, It's almost impossible to achieve enlightenment this lifetime. But that's not the point, I always think that that's fine. But the point is, we need to develop and must have genuine bodhicitta in this lifetime. That's the point. You have to have. I don't think we all have still genuine bodhicitta. I don't think so. So we have to develop that before we die. That's the point, Get enlightenment is not that easy. Impossible. One lifetime. Impossible. Never. But if you have a bodhicitta mind, then fine. Slowly, maybe next life, maybe the other life, you have opportunity You have chance to become enlightenment. And if you have bodhicitta mind, then I think it's a guarantee when you're going to die, you will not reborn in a sort of, not good life, Must be, you reborn in a good life, which means you can help others. So that's the I think the point. When we're talking about impermanence, it's not good sort of, sometimes people don't like to think about this impermanence in short life. But, that's unfortunately, we have to understand that because that's a kind of part of our life, Our life is short, whether you like or like to hear that or not. It's short, Our life is short. Doesn't matter you like or not. So we need to understand that. So we have a short life, then what we need? We must develop genuine bodhicitta until before we're going to die. So I think that's the point, Think about, investigate about yourself, whether you have bodhicitta, genuine bodhicitta mind or not. If you don't have, you really need to focus on that, not other things. That's genuine bodhicitta is not that easy too. But if you really focus and meditate on that, you can. Before you die, you can have that. That's we need to focus on this lifetime. Include myself. When I investigate myself, sometimes I think I have genuine bodhicitta, sometimes not. So need to continually practice, meditate. Think about that all the time. If you can, 24 hours. If you are not really forget bodhicitta, almost 24 hours, then you have genuine bodhicitta. Then you are fine. You're fine. Whenever you die, you're just fine. If you don't have bodhicitta, then we're not fine. Our life is like, I give you, there is a story. I want to share that. Is a good example of this, our life. The word of my perfect teacher, you remember this story maybe if I say it. Imagine you are climbing a cliff at the edge of the ocean so that you can get some beautiful flowers above your head. And also you have no, what do you call it, no ropes, the tools that you climb on the rock, right? You have things, you don't have that. So you just have, grab and hold onto the grass that is growing on the rock. And as you climb higher and you're trying to grab the flowers, a little mouse come and start to eat the grass, little by little. What happened? Then eventually you will fall down into the water because, there is nothing left to hold, That is exactly same our life, this samsara. We attach to so many things. I want this and that, so many things. And in order to find them, we have lots of obstacles, right? Never successful, That obstacles make us suffering. That is kind of our life. That is the samsara. We attach to everything. So therefore, if you understand the life impermanence, you can easily sort of, let go everything. Therefore, in this, rather short life that we have, if we take Dharma, meditate in our life and practice it well, then, it will be a great benefit to us, personally, actually. And it's also possible that we could get attainment without sort of abandoning what we are already doing with our life. So to do that, we would have to put the Dharma together with our life fully. This is very, very important, okay? The point is not that we have to give up everything and do something special things. That is not the point according to Buddhism. For example, you don't have to go into sort of retreat year by year. You don't have to go to the monastery and wear monks' robes and and so on and so. That is not the point. The point is to fully involve whatever you do with Dharma. Do your daily things, but do them together with Dharma. Then you will be able to sort of accomplish your Dharma just through that. So that's why I'm always say that the most important is think about Dharma when you are not meditating. Do you remember this? Which means you cannot forget it. That's why I always, emphasize that to practice bodhicitta. Because bodhicitta, this meditation is go with all your worldly activities. From that, perspective, it will be no matter how much worldly activity you do. As long as you mix Dharma in with it totally, you can do all of your worldly things, all of it, whatever completely, and that would be just fine. That's, I think, we need this 21st century, this world right now, this situation. We cannot give up everything, but that's not necessarily. We cannot do what Milarepa did like that. We cannot do that. Definitely we cannot, because we're not there yet. We don't have that confidence. We cannot do that. But that's just fine, Buddha said, If you do Dharma practice the way that I'm suggesting, meaning that you could keep on with your worldly activities, but do your Dharma practice within that, then, Buddha said that you will become even more capable at your worldly activities and will probably be able to accomplish those even better than before. Do you understand? So whatever you do, your activities, wherever you go, think about bodhicitta. That is your meditation. Whatever you do you mixed Dharma, then you don't have to really sit down and meditate like that. So if you remember your bodhicitta, your kind mind, with your great motivation, then your life is meaningful, with bodhicitta, whatever you do, I am definitely sure that you are no harm others and help. That also gives gives you sort of, good feeling, I did today this with my good motivation, and I did not without bodhicitta, without compassion. I think that's very important. For example, in ancient India, there were 80 Mahasiddhas, right? 80 Mahasiddhas. They were people who completely liberated, but they did all sort of different things in the world. They had all sort of ordinary occupations, So you don't really have to give up everything in order to practice Buddhism. So I think that's wonderful and good thing in our life. If we have to, in order to practice Buddhism, you have to give up everything. That's difficult, almost impossible. But you don't have to. So the point is here today, if you think about impermanence and then think about your life, and every day, every month, every minute, life is getting shorter, right? So that's why you need to recognize that, and then whatever you do with your good motivation, mixed Dharma practice, whatever, then that's our life. So we need to realize that we only have a short time. No one knows how many years we will have, right? Some people will have short lives, some people will have longer life, but no one knows which. So what is necessary? You need to realize that time is short, that the time of death is uncertain. That's you need to remember that all the time. Then you need to practice Dharma all the time. That doesn't mean you give up everything, right? In order to practice Dharma, why we need to practice impermanence, why we need to understand impermanence life, it's because we think that everything is permanent, The point is that we can't let go even small things. We can't, because of the grasping, the clinging to permanent. Because of the grasping, because of the attachment. These things, our obstacles, we need to let go of our, the attachment, grasping. These things you need to investigate, That's our sort of the result of our meditation. If you attach it to more and more, you grasp everything more and more, nothing helps Dharma practice. The meditation doesn't really help. You really need to think, everything in our life. There's so many things and nice things, and the attachment is so not good in our life. We need to, just to let go, So that's why if you understand the life, the impermanence, then we can let go of everything kind of very easily. For example, in Tibet, the Garden masters, the good practitioners, always practice impermanence. Always practice impermanence. For example, at night they will turn their bowls upside down which means, they think about the next day, there may be no need to eat from the bowl. Which means, they're ready to go. There is no attachment in this world, nothing. They just can't go, they can let go everything. We cannot let go everything. Buddha said that if you don't have attachment, then you have freedom. You can have everything, but without attachment. So now you understand the point why we need to think about impermanence. Why? Our life is very short. That is the point. And then another point is you have to enjoy moment by moment. And think about the 3 times. Do not waste your time, because the time is very precious. The time and our life related each other. If you waste your time, that means you waste your life. So all the time, just to remember and think about your kind mind. Think about bodhicitta. Think about compassion. Then I think it's not necessarily sit down and meditate, But whatever you do, really just do not forget bodhicitta. That's the point. Understand? Any questions about impermanence? You understand the impermanence. You understand the life is short. This is very precious. You understand that. But I don't know how you feel. Did you never think that, oh, my life is so important. I have a precious human life. This is wonderful. And the time is short. The death is uncertain. So I have to do something good. You never think that? Or do you always think? Do you think that in your life? But then, then it's good. That's aspiration, right? Aspiration. I have to do something good, myself or others. Do something good, meaningful. Of course, not always. That's why we are ordinary people, We are maybe not bodhisattvas. Bodhisattvas always think that others first, not self. We always think first ourselves and then others, right? If we have a little bit bodhicitta, then we, think first us. I need this and that, and then maybe if you have everything perfect, then think about others a little bit, right? That science shows us we are not bodhisattva. Bodhisattvas always think others.
So with regards to sort of daily practice, would you be able to give any examples of while going through daily activities to point to a way to consider impermanence, or like more specific things, any specific activities you might?
Well, just in generally speaking, everything is impermanence. Everything is constantly changing. We need to know that. And then think about your life, our life. Life is short. With that, you have to think about uncertain death. That's very important. I don't know when I'm going to die. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe next year, maybe after 10 years. Never know. So that's, and generally you have to think, right? And that helps. Okay, I have a short time, short life or longer life, whatever. I will do something good. Means correct your motivation. And do something good. Means, be kind with others, harmonious with others, try to help others, correct your intention. I think that's the first for beginners, very important, I think. Otherwise, there are two different times, meditation time, and then you go to work, your daily activities time. You have different times. That's not good. According to Buddhism, you have always the Dharma, your meditation, you have to mix with whatever you do, whatever you say, wherever you go, you have to mix that. Then you have only one time. Then doesn't matter you meditate or not. Your daily activities, all this, your attitude, everything is mixed with Dharma. So then that means good. Yeah.
You're wondering how many lives do we have?
How many lives? Oh, countless, beginningless, endless, right? It's it's difficult to understand. Even Buddha, one time he meditated through his wisdom and how many lifetime we have, already we have, and future, he couldn't find it. Countless. Countless. That's why the samsara is beginningless, endless. Okay, now we should think about impermanence for a few minutes with the breath. Meditate on that, okay? It is kind of easy to know that everything is changing moment by moment, by naturally, right? Like our life, the situation, environments, and everything is changing because of the nature, which means the nature, everything's nature is impermanence. So that's in general. And then you first correct your motivation. And then start when you breathe in, think that continual process of finishing and changing. And then relax. When you breathe in, this is kind of present moment, right? But also just constantly changing. When you breathe in, if you count that, the first breath, how many breaths we do every day? Thousands, right? But we are changing. The breath is changing. Even though present moment is process of finishing and changing. And then when you breathe in, start thinking this subtle impermanence. It's gone. It's changing. And then just to pause and just to relax. You don't have to think anything. and look deeply into your mind and its nature. Okay? And then when you breathe out, again, that present moment is changing and is finishing. That means part of your life also is finishing and changing. And then relax there. A little bit, relax there and look deeply into whatever you see, whatever you hear, all of them changing moment by moment. Right? And then again breathe in. So that I think that easiest way to practice impermanence. You understand? First, when you breathe in, think about this changing. And then relax and look deeply into your mind, just to relax. You don't have to think about impermanence when you relax. And then when you breathe out, you see, you hear everything. Everything is changing. Make sure that you understand that. That means your part of your life also changing moment by moment. And then relax. That's all. Few minutes. Understand? Any question? Okay. Actually, for us, I always think that, choose one meditation you feel comfortable with and practice it constantly. And that meditation, either for your main practice or this kind of, outer preliminaries like this practice is a preliminary to other meditations, right? So whenever you, for instance, you practice precious human life, impermanence life, so far we have these two. So these two you never finish. Even though when you meditate the high level, like Dzogchen practice, you always first think about how fortunate you have the precious human life. And then this precious human life is very impermanent and short. That's your preliminary. Whenever you practice, you have to first think that. That gives you really confidence and enthusiasm, to practice Buddhism. Do something good. I mean, I always think that, I have a precious human life. It's so important. And then this is very short time. So what should I do? I have to do something good. And then sometimes I can't help. Okay, go to meditate. Practice bodhicitta. Think about others. Make sure understand others' suffering. And to pray some prayers, Say some prayers who are suffering every day, every moment. Like for instance, think right now in this world, how many animals right now is killing. Right now it's millions of animals killing. They are suffering. Those killer animal, all they are suffering. Think about it like that. The suffering is never stopped. It's continually this we are doing. That's why Buddha said the people who unvirtuous, doing bad things, it's like as a like sand of the oceans, like huge. People who good things, virtuous people, like sand of his on fingernail, right? As a fingernail. That's why most people doing bad in this world. That's why this situation going worse and worse. Of course, this will worse and worse. Because no many people are doing good things in this world right now. So if you do that kind of meditation, then you will feel sort of more stable and relaxed and more sort of able to enjoy life, Then, whenever, your life is finished and whenever you're going to die, there is no regret. Oh, I did good, my life. I have a good life. I did good things, this and that. Never harm others. I have a good motivation. So my life is meaningful. Now I'm ready to go. Otherwise, you do something bad when you close to death, you regret, oh, I did this and that. So, but now, too late, Like that's why I think right now, it's very important. But when you meditate, be free of sort of expectation, be free of grasping, free of, attachment, all that. Just enjoy moment by moment with good motivation. That's our life. Very easy and important. So now meditate few minutes, okay? 15 minutes. Just to relax and correct your motivation, please.
So that we can help others. And they have impermanence. How do we join the two so that we can help easily?
Do something right away.
Yes.
Don't tomorrow, because the short. Life is short. We never know what happened in the future. So whatever, if you want, this helps, the permanence helps, Sometimes people say, I'm going to practice tomorrow. But Kardama Master always said, don't think that. If you want practice, just do right away. Whatever you do, whatever you want to do something for yourself or others, just do right away. Then you have a precious life, and then do something good for others or yourself.
So even if it puts you at risk, if time is now because you might die tomorrow.
Never know. Maybe you'll not die tomorrow, but maybe you will change your mind. Whatever. So if something comes in your mind, good things, like with good motivation, then that you should do right away. Otherwise, one thing is impermanent, right? Everything is permanent. That means, you never know what happened in the future, or maybe you can change, your mind. So that's why I think this practice impermanence helps do something right away, because you understand your life is short, and you understand the time in the future. You never know what happened. So this sort of gives you, impermanence meditation. These ideas gives you do something right away. Precious life and impermanent life, I think they are same thing, If you have a precious life and then that's just to live that way forever, then you don't have to worry, right? But it's also precious, but it's also impermanence. That is the nature. So we never know what will happen. So that's why it will come. The third is cause and karma. So these outer preliminaries are amazing. I'm a little bit sick. Impermanence, right? So who knows tomorrow? Right now. I'm not. Well, if I'm going to die right now, I have no regret. I'm ready. I'm not good practitioner though, but I have a good motivation all the time. I try to practice my bodhicitta. Maybe you think I'm Dzogchen master because I had this great teachers and received lots of Dzogchens, but I'm not. I'm not practice Dzogchen a lot, a little bit, but not a lot. I always understand and see that how important to practice bodhicitta. If I have a great compassion, if I have a genuine bodhicitta, it will be wonderful. So that's not easy, to develop. So you have to continually think about all these things, preliminaries, all these things. And once you have genuine bodhicitta, whatever you do, it's really good. Make sure you have a bodhicitta mind before you die. That's your goal. That's your goal. No, do not think about getting enlightenment. Impossible. I think, even though impossible. I don't know who in this world, how many enlightened beings in this world. I don't know how many. Maybe none. Maybe few. I don't know. But I'm sure so many good people, which means who has a great compassion, who has bodhicitta, which means there are lots of bodhisattvas in this world. That's really good. So that's it's not so difficult, but it's not so easy. So you have to always think, always practice bodhicitta, no matter where you are, what situation. You always need to practice bodhicitta. Not only during the meditation section, you have to, you need to think about that bodhicitta and mix your daily activities. You understand what I'm saying? No separate. Okay? That's most important. So your goal is have a genuine bodhicitta before you die. That's your goal. Okay? That's your goal. And then you will feel, if you have a genuine bodhicitta, you will feel and you will see what should you do, and you will understand exactly and your life, and really you enjoy. If you have a bodhicitta mind, I think you always feel you're a very rich person. That means no worry at all. So it's very important. That's all. Thank you very much. Bodhicitta, where is it? May I attain in each and every life the sublime virtues of existence and peace. May I pursue the faultless mind of altruism, working for the welfare of others when us. Through this very merit of mine, negativity and practice virtues forevermore. May His prem precious Bodhisattva take where it is made and never went forevermore. May His prem precious Bodhisattva take birth where it has not risen, where it has arisen, may it never win, but continue to grow forevermore. May His supreme precious Bodhisattva take birth where it has not risen, where it has arisen, may it never win, but continue to grow forevermore.